Queen City of the Plains, the 303, the Mile High City. This is Denver, Colorado, and this is I Travel for Coffee. My name is Mike, and I'm on a mission to find the best coffee that this world has to offer. From coffee roasters to coffee shops and everything in between, this is I Travel for Coffee. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a 19-degree Denver, Colorado. So day's supposed to warm up a little bit, but I am very excited to explore this city and take you to 4 different coffee shops / roasters here in the city of Denver. So Denver was not an easy task of figuring out what 4 to feature on the channel today. And the reason being is they have so many acclaimed coffee roasters and shops in this city, so many that people say are their favorites, that it was extremely difficult to narrow it down to 4. So there are odds that your favorite might not be on this list, but we are going to try to bring you 4 awesome coffee shops and roasters that you should check out when you're here in Denver. Let's go. So I've talked to many people who have said that they have come to Denver, had a cup of coffee, and thought it was the best cup of coffee they've ever had in the country. They say it tastes different, and there's probably a lot of truth to that. And that deals with atmospheric pressure and, more than anything, the elevation that Denver sits at. So because the elevation is higher, when they're roasting coffee beans here in Denver, you're gonna roast it at a faster roast at a lower temperature, and that is going to give you a much smoother taste in your coffee. Extractions are different, so when they're pulling shots or boiling water, it's completely different, and that is also going to give you a different, smoother taste in your coffee. Denver does medium and light roast really well because of this, but there's really only one way to find out if there's truth to the fact that it tastes a lot different, and that is try it for ourselves. Let's go check it out. All right, so after walking through Amtrak's Union Station in downtown Denver, you're gonna keep walking a little ways to the RTD, the Rapid Transit here in Denver Station, that is also known as Union Station. I know there's a lot of Union Stations out there. Hop on the train going to Lamar. We're gonna hop off that exit, and we are going to go to our first coffee roaster destination here in Denver. Let's go check out Sweet Bloom. All right, we are at Sweet Bloom here in Denver, Colorado. So from the outside, you wouldn't suspect a whole lot, but this is a local favorite here in Denver, Colorado. It is one of the ones that kept popping up from people saying that we should go to. We're actually going to hit another one today that's like that as well. 2 local favorites, but Sweet Bloom, a little outside of the city. You've got to take a little public transport to get here, but from what I hear, it is really recommended to do that. So what is Sweet Bloom known for? They are known for their pour-overs. So we got a Malau pour-over, which is actually a Colombian pour-over. This should have a very fruity taste to it, almost a Rainier cherry, Honeycrisp apple type taste to it. So we're gonna dive into this, we're gonna taste it. First sip of Denver, here we go. Right off the bat, fresh fruit. Exactly what you would think in a coffee like this. It is amazing to me what is happening with Colombian coffee. I know I've said it before on the channel, but Colombian used to just be your run-of-the-mill coffee. The things that are taking place and the flavors that are popping out with pour-overs in Colombia are mind-blowing. This is different than all other Colombian coffees that I have had. This one has a very, very, very fruity taste to it. This is super, super good. I'm gonna drink some more. This definitely has flavors that pop. It is super, super good. Again, it is almost, the best way I could describe it is almost like taking a bite out of an apple. It just has such a fruit-forward taste. This is amazing. This whole place is awesome. They roast here on site. They have about 3 locations in the Denver area, but this is the original. This is where they do all their roasting. Behind me, there's actually a tasting room in the back here where they probably roast different roasts and have people come in and do tastings and figure out if they want to release that to the public or not. But they are serious about coffee. If you love pour-overs and you love different types of coffee and you're just a coffee nerd, Sweet Bloom is the place that you want to check out. No matter where you are in the city of Denver, I highly recommend you make your way to one of the Sweet Bloom locations. This one I would highly recommend coming to because they do all the roasting on site here. The people that work here are fantastic. They're super friendly. They allowed us to film all through their establishment, and the coffee speaks for itself. An absolutely amazing experience here at Sweet Bloom. Come and check it out. All right, so we just left Sweet Bloom Coffee Roasters here in Denver, Colorado. Absolutely an amazing place. And I'm in a back alley here with my buddy the robot back here. And that was the best pour over that I have had since being in Japan. That is a amazing coffee shop. If you're a coffee nerd and you like things done to the best possible degree, Sweet Bloom is the place that you want to check out when you're here in Denver. They're an unsung hero. I don't think people are talking about them enough. They know what they're doing. Absolutely amazing experience. And like I said, they have 3 locations throughout Denver. I would recommend coming to this one and checking it out, but absolutely amazing. So we're gonna leave this little metal art area and we're gonna head to another arts district, and we're gonna have to hop on some public transportation, maybe grab an Uber to get up there, but we're going to head to the River North Arts District for our second coffee location here in Denver, Colorado. Let's go. All right, so we have just arrived to Denver's River North Arts District, and this is home of the Denver Central Market. We're gonna go in there and we're gonna check that out before we head to our second coffee shop, which is right near the market. So one area that you have to check out whenever you are in the River North Arts District here in Denver is the Denver Central Market, a very small market as markets go. You know, we've been to a lot of them on I Travel for Coffee, but this one's a lot smaller. But what they do have is a ton of food. So if you are exploring the Arts District and you just got to get something in your system, this is a really awesome place. Or maybe you just want to warm up a little bit because it's freezing cold outside. Again, an awesome place to come and do that. All right, so in the Denver Central Market, one of the more popular places is the Izio Bakery. And I went ahead and got myself a nice morning bun, which is pretty much like a cinnamon bun, but shaped like a tiny little hat. I'm gonna dive into that right now. Super good. They do most all their baking on premises. I highly recommend if you're in the River North Arts District here in Denver, check out the bakery, grab something, walk around, see all the cool art. Well worth it. All right, so just leaving the Denver Central Market here in the River North Arts District of Denver, we are heading to what the locals have called their favorite coffee shop. And this one's been around for a while in Denver, so it has a lot of credibility. Let's go check out Crema Coffee. Crema Coffee here in the River North Arts District of Denver. This is a local's favorite. Whenever I reached out to everybody, this is the one that came out all the time that we should check out. Crema's interesting because they are using a rotating roaster list, and they're doing it with a lot of local roasters. So they are actually using roasters from all over Denver, including some of the ones that we are going to today. But this is just more of a hangout for a lot of local individuals. It has become a staple in the arts district, and everybody kind of flocks here to have those connections, have those conversations. And I thought it would be really awesome to highlight an area that locals want to go. As for the coffee, let's see what we think. Really good. So this is a cappuccino. That is a more like medium roast cappuccino. You can taste the roast taste. It's not chocolatey. It's not floral. It is more just your flat, almost medium Guatemalan roast type of espresso. You can taste a really earthy taste in this cup of coffee. So this cappuccino ran around $4.50, $5, and at the last location, we paid about $5 to $6 for a pour over. So in comparison, around the same price, but this is definitely not the same type of cup that we had at the last one. Obviously, cappuccinos are really different than a pour over, but this is really good. Really, really well made. The froth on this is really nice. The latte art is beautiful. It's a super cool place. Let's try some more. Definitely an earthy, forward taste. That's what you're gonna get here. And it might be different every time. I think you can choose your own espresso, which is very unique. Not a lot of places do that, but really cool place. If you are in the River North Art District, you can check out the Crema here, or you can go back to the Denver market, and there's actually a pop-up stand in there as well. So we don't have a whole lot of time. We're gonna rush out of Crema. We're gonna go check out a little bit more of the Arts District, and then we're gonna go to the third coffee location here in Denver, Colorado. Cheers, everybody. All right, so we just left Crema Coffee, and we are actually on a back alley filled with a very large amount of graffiti and art. It is super cool, and this is a very popular area if you want to come and check out some of the art in Denver. Interesting area. They have murals all over this section, and they actually have people come in every year from all over the world and do different murals. So this is a very vibrant art district here in Denver. We just went up and got to meet an individual who was was doing some spray paint outside of a room and found out that there was a band playing inside, so we got to go in and get a sneak peek of some little studio spaces that they rent out for different bands, and just a very cool arts district here in downtown Denver. I highly recommend it if you're anywhere in the area. Come over here, check out all the art, grab a cup of coffee at Crema. Let's move on to the third coffee location. So from the River North Arts District, about a 15-minute car or Uber ride will take you to South Denver, where we find one of Denver's most popular coffee roasters. Not just in Denver, but outside of Denver as well. This is Corvus Coffee Roasters. Let's go check it out. All right, so Corvus Coffee here in the southern portion of Denver. This is maybe Denver's premier coffee roaster. As you can see in the video, I think I threw it up on there. Roast Magazine just had them as a finalist for 2026, so that is a really, really large deal when it comes to coffee in the coffee world. So all of you watching that know coffee, you know that Roast Magazine does not do that like just easily. That is something that you have to earn, and Corvus has earned that. So we're gonna dive into this right now. I just got a simple cappuccino. It ran around $5, $6, so not a bad price at all for the quality that we're about to go into. Let's taste this. Really, really good. So Ethiopian base, that has that fruity underlying taste to it. You can also taste that there's a lot of African in here, African beans in general. So it does have that backdraft that has like maybe a little bit of chocolatey, but not a whole lot of chocolatey. But what I taste more than anything is just that Ethiopian base in there. It's a really good pulled shot. They know exactly what they're doing. That is dialed in almost perfectly. This is a delicious, delicious cup of coffee. Highly recommend. Really cool place. Very, very popular in the Denver area. They do have more locations than this one. They're all over the Denver metro area, but this is their OG location. They used to do their roasting here. They don't do it anymore, but this is the original coffee shop for Corvus. This is delicious, really, really good. Again, if you are in the southern portion of Denver or anywhere in Denver, hop an Uber, take some public transportation, or just drive down here. Check out Corvus. You'll be really happy that you did. Let's move on to the fourth and final coffee location in Denver. All right, so we just left South Denver and the Corvus Coffee Roaster shop, which was super, super cool. Really awesome people working there and really good coffee. But we are making our way to the fourth and final coffee destination in the more northern section of the city again. I will say Denver is a hard city as far as public transportation goes. You have to take a lot of Ubers. You could probably bike it a lot easier, but I will say on foot or even on transit, it is a little bit difficult. But our fourth and final location here in Denver is a very popular one. And they are spread out all throughout Denver and a little ways out, and they are popular for a very good reason. Let's go check out Huckleberry Coffee Roasters, the fourth and final here in Denver. Let's go. Sunnyside section of Denver here, and we are at Huckleberry Roasters. This is a big roaster here in Denver, Colorado. In fact, you'll find them all throughout the city and even some on the outskirts, but they are popular for a reason, and I got myself a nice cappuccino. This was about $4, so pretty good price for a cappuccino. We're gonna dive into this and see what we think. Really, really smooth. That is a really smooth espresso. That tastes really good. So you get a little bit of cocoa in this one, as well as just like a very earthy tone to the cappuccino. This is a super good cup of coffee. Go for another one. Super smooth, really well balanced. That has a really delicious espresso taste. So it's not bitter at all. It actually has like a chocolatey undertone to it. This is a really good espresso. I can see why Huckleberry is so popular here in Denver and why they have popped up all around the area. This is a really, really good cup of coffee. And I'll tell you what, it's an excellent way to end the day here in Denver. So we are at the famous Buckhorn Exchange here in Denver, Colorado. They had the first liquor license in the entire city of Denver, and I thought this would be a great place to end the day today. So what was my favorite coffee shop of the day? Sweet Bloom ended up being what I consider to be the best coffee in Denver. Really, really great place. All four really worthwhile to check out. So come to Denver, have yourself a good cup of coffee, and yeah, just check the city out. I do have a merch store if you want to get on there. itravel4coffee.com. Again, itravel4coffee.com. Shirts and hats and all kinds of other things. As always, coffee connects us. It brings us together. So sit down with somebody, have a cup of coffee, and just talk for a while. This is I Travel for Coffee. See you, everybody.